Ladies and gentlemen, there is a force within you. Quiet, steady, and unstoppable. It doesn't shout or demand attention. Yet it holds the power to shape your destiny, to turn dreams into realities, and to lift you from where you are to where you truly belong. That force is discipline. The power of discipline is not in doing what is easy. It is in doing what must be done, even when every fiber of your being would rather rest, postpone, or give up. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you are meant to be, because it serves as the vital connection between potential and fulfillment. Every person holds within them a vision of the life they desire, a dream that calls from deep within. Yet, between the dream and its realization lies a gap, and that gap can only be crossed through discipline. It is easy to imagine success, to picture greatness, or to wish for change, but without the consistent actions that discipline demands, those images remain only in the realm of thought. Discipline takes the abstract and makes it tangible. It transforms your wishes into results, your intentions into achievements, and your possibilities into realities. Without it, even the most brilliant vision fades into regret. Discipline is not about working endlessly or forcing yourself into rigid patterns. It is about committing to what truly matters to you and showing up for it every single day, regardless of mood or circumstance. When you practice discipline, you train your mind to act according to purpose rather than impulse. You choose to rise earlier, to focus longer, to keep going when enthusiasm fades. The person you are now may resist these efforts because comfort feels easier. But the person you are meant to become is forged through these very moments of resistance. Every act of discipline reshapes your identity. It tells your subconscious that you are someone who honors commitments, someone who values growth over ease. The bridge of discipline is built one decision at a time. Each time you choose consistency over convenience, patience over procrastination, effort over excuses, you lay another plank on that bridge. Over time, this bridge becomes strong enough to carry you toward the life you envision. Great athletes, artists, leaders, and thinkers all walk across this same bridge. They are not inherently extraordinary. They are disciplined enough to keep moving when others stop. Discipline doesn't guarantee instant success, but it guarantees eventual progress. It ensures that even if you move slowly, you never remain stagnant. Discipline is the silent architect of transformation. It shapes the unseen moments, the early mornings, the late nights, the quiet repetitions that the world never notices. While others may rely on luck or fleeting motivation, the disciplined person builds momentum through deliberate action. The bridge you build through discipline becomes your pathway to purpose, allowing you to move from the person you once were to the person you were always destined to become. True discipline is freedom, not punishment, because it liberates you from the chaos of impulses, moods, and distractions that constantly pull you away from your higher purpose. Many people misunderstand discipline as restriction or denial, believing it robs life of spontaneity and joy. Yet, in reality, discipline is what allows you to experience deeper fulfillment and true control over your life. When you are disciplined, you are not a slave to fleeting emotions or temporary desires. You become the master of your time, your energy, and your destiny. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel like in the moment. It is having the strength to choose what aligns with your long-term purpose, even when it conflicts with your temporary comfort. When you live without discipline, you live at the mercy of impulse. You wake up tired and let laziness decide your day. You face a challenge and let fear hold you back. You get distracted and lose hours chasing meaningless comfort. This kind of life may seem free on the surface, but it is actually a form of quiet imprisonment. Discipline, on the other hand, sets you free from this inner chaos. It gives structure to your energy and direction to your dreams. When you decide to practice discipline, you create boundaries that protect your focus. You train your mind to resist temptation and stay aligned with your purpose. This is where real freedom is found. The freedom to live intentionally, not reactively. Discipline is not about punishing yourself or removing joy from life. It is about choosing the kind of joy that lasts, the joy that comes from progress and mastery. There is a unique peace that comes from keeping a promise to yourself, from knowing you are in control of your own behavior. When you say you will do something, and you follow through, you strengthen your inner trust. That trust becomes confidence, and that confidence becomes freedom. You no longer live in guilt, regret, or frustration, because discipline ensures that your actions align with your values. True freedom comes when you no longer need to fight yourself. Discipline silences the noise of doubt and confusion, because your choices become clear. You are no longer tossed around by external circumstances or inner conflict. Instead, you move forward with clarity and power. Discipline does not confine you, it defines you. It shapes your time, your habits, and your destiny, until what once felt like effort becomes effortless harmony between your purpose and your actions. Consistency is more powerful than intensity, because it is the quiet force that creates lasting transformation. Most people believe that success is born from bursts of extraordinary effort, from moments of great energy and motivation. But the truth is, it is not what you do occasionally that shapes your life. It is what you do consistently. The smallest actions, repeated daily with purpose, build momentum that nothing can stop. Intensity may create excitement, but consistency creates results. The person who works steadily every day, even when enthusiasm fades, will always outgrow the one who only acts when inspiration strikes. Consistency is the rhythm of progress. It is the gentle reminder that greatness is not a one-time event, but a habit formed through patience and persistence. When you show up day after day, even in the smallest way, you signal to yourself and the universe that you are serious about your purpose. The river does not carve its path through the mountain because it is powerful in a single moment. It succeeds because it never stops flowing. That is the power of consistency. It transforms effort into excellence through time. Each day of dedication adds a new layer of strength, clarity, and skill, until what once felt difficult becomes natural and effortless. The mind often craves quick results and visible success, but true growth happens beneath the surface, in the unseen hours of repetition. Consistency demands patience, because the early stages often show no visible reward. Yet it is in these invisible moments that your foundation is being built. The world applauds results, but rarely witnesses the years of quiet work that lead to them. The most successful people are not those who burn brightest for a moment, but those who burn steadily for a lifetime. They understand that intensity without consistency is like a spark without fuel. It flares brightly, but quickly fades into darkness. To be consistent is to honor your commitment, even when it feels unimportant. Every time you repeat an action, you reinforce a belief about who you are. When you keep your word to yourself, you strengthen your self-trust, and that trust becomes the engine of perseverance. The real magic of consistency lies in its compounding effect. Each small act builds upon the previous one, until the impossible becomes inevitable. Life rewards persistence far more than passion, because persistence keeps moving long after passion has cooled. Intensity starts the journey, but consistency completes it, turning fleeting effort into unshakable achievement. Discipline shapes character through habit, because what you repeatedly do becomes who you are. Every action, no matter how small, leaves an imprint on your identity. When you choose discipline over ease, you train your mind and body to follow a path of purpose rather than comfort. This repetition of conscious choices gradually sculpts your inner being. Over time, your actions solidify into habits. Your habits shape your character, and your character determines your destiny. Discipline is not something you practice once and forget. It is a continuous process of aligning your behavior with your values until integrity becomes second nature. A disciplined person is not one who never struggles, but one who chooses the right thing despite the struggle. Each act of discipline strengthens your inner resolve, teaching you that fulfillment lies in doing what must be done, not just what feels pleasant. When you discipline your mind, you learn to focus on what matters and let go of distractions. When you discipline your emotions, you respond with calm instead of reacting in anger. When you discipline your words, you speak truth and kindness instead of gossip and negativity. These small, repeated acts of control are the building blocks of character. They transform your personality from reactive to intentional, from impulsive to grounded. Habits are the invisible architecture of your life. The disciplined person understands that it is not the big decisions that define a life, but the tiny ones repeated daily. Waking up early, being honest, keeping promises, treating others with respect, working diligently. These habits may seem simple, but they construct the foundation of character. Just as drops of water shape the stone, small acts of discipline shape your spirit. Character does not appear overnight. It is molded slowly through commitment and consistency. When you choose discipline, you are casting a vote for the kind of person you wish to become, and every vote counts. Discipline also brings alignment between intention and action. It ensures that your behavior reflects your principles, that your words mirror your beliefs, and that your dreams translate into effort. When you live in such alignment, you experience inner peace, because there is no conflict between what you know you should do and what you actually do. Discipline eliminates hypocrisy and strengthens authenticity. Over time, this harmony between thought, word, and action becomes your natural state. You no longer need to force goodness or focus. They flow effortlessly, because discipline has shaped them into who you are. Discipline is an act of self-love, because it is the choice to care for your future self as much as your present one. It is the quiet acknowledgement that true happiness does not come from indulging every desire, but from honoring your highest potential. When you practice discipline, you are not depriving yourself of pleasure. You are protecting yourself from the pain of regret. You are saying to yourself, I deserve better than temporary comfort. I deserve growth, peace, and purpose. This mindset transforms discipline from a burden into an expression of love. It becomes the way you nurture your goals, respect your time, and build a life that reflects your deepest values. When you set boundaries for yourself, when you push through laziness, or when you choose focus over distraction, you are practicing a form of self-respect. You are proving to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through, that your word to yourself matters. Many people break promises to themselves easily, and with every broken promise, their self-belief weakens. Discipline rebuilds that trust. It whispers that you are capable, reliable, and worthy of success. You begin to walk differently, think differently, and act with a deeper sense of purpose, because you know that you are taking care of your future, not sabotaging it. Self-love is not always soft or comfortable. Sometimes it looks like turning off the television to study, saying no to unhealthy habits, or waking up early to work toward your dream. It looks like sacrifice, but it is really protection. Protection of your time, energy, and potential. Discipline teaches you to delay gratification, to understand that lasting joy is born from effort and patience, not from impulse. It replaces the fleeting satisfaction of indulgence with the deeper fulfillment of accomplishment. Each time you act with discipline, you reinforce the belief that you are in control of your life, not ruled by temptation or distraction. Over time, discipline becomes a reflection of your love for your purpose. It is how you water the seeds of your dreams and nurture them until they bloom. It is how you take your vision from imagination to reality. When you live with discipline, you create a life that feels lighter, because you are no longer weighed down by guilt or inconsistency. You experience peace in knowing that you are giving your best effort and living in alignment with what truly matters to you. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of kindness you can offer yourself. The universe rewards disciplined living because discipline aligns your actions with the natural order of growth and balance. Everything in life operates by a rhythm. Seasons change, tides rise and fall. Day turns into night, and discipline is the human reflection of that universal harmony. When you live with discipline, you move in tune with this rhythm. You take consistent, purposeful steps toward your goals instead of waiting for luck or chance. The universe responds to such energy because it favors intention over randomness, persistence over passivity, and effort over excuses. A disciplined person sends out a clear message: I am ready. I am committed. And the universe meets that clarity with opportunities, support, and outcomes that mirror the dedication given. Discipline creates a powerful vibration of responsibility and focus that attracts results. When you show that you are serious about your dreams, life begins to rearrange itself in your favor. People notice your reliability. Chances appear where there once were obstacles, and challenges begin to serve as lessons rather than punishments. The disciplined individual is never a victim of circumstance because they have chosen to act with purpose rather than react with emotion. This steady commitment builds momentum, and momentum creates miracles. The universe does not reward wishful thinking. It rewards consistent doing. When you keep showing up, even when progress feels invisible, unseen forces begin to move on your behalf. Discipline also creates alignment between your inner world and the outer world.